Okay, maybe you've heard of a little something called resolution. I'm not talking about a New Year's resolution, though I can totally see how you'd get that. I'm talking about 1080, UHD, 4K, and 8K and everything in between. These terms can sometimes get a bit confusing if we don't know what they mean. So what the heck is resolution and why is it even important? Well, I'm glad you asked. Resolution refers to the number of pixels in a single frame. Simply put, the lower the number of pixels, the lower the resolution, and therefore the lower the quality of the image. More pixels means a higher resolution and a higher quality image. Have you ever seen someone try to scale up an image to fit a bigger frame size? This almost always results in a pixelated image that looks terrible and distracts us from the story being told. You should avoid doing this pretty much all the time. Now, in video, there's a few standard frame sizes that we work with. The frame size is determined by the number of pixels that run horizontally and vertically. I'll start with the smallest and work towards the biggest. 720 is considered HD, but it's the lowest quality HD that you can have. So if you're using this resolution, you probably have an older camera. Considering that most computer and TV screens are at least 1080 these days, you should probably always look to use a higher res. 1080 is what we call full HD. This might be the most common resolution found in computer and TV screens, phone screens, and pretty much all video cameras that have come out since 2009. 4K is a considerable jump up in resolution. We're talking 3,840 by 2,160 pixels. 4K is sometimes referred to as Ultra HD, and it's 4 times larger than 1080. Now, true 4K is slightly bigger than UHD, but who's counting the pixels? 4K is becoming more and more common in cameras, phones, and TV and computer screens. 8K resolution is relatively new to the consumer market. High-end cameras are proudly marketing their 8K recording capabilities, and these cameras can shoot images that are 7,680 by 4,320 pixels in size. Guys, that is massive. There are some other resolutions that certain cameras use, such as 6K or even 12K, but the point is that the more pixels, the bigger and more detailed the image becomes. All right, so now that you've been introduced to these different resolutions, why does it even matter? Well, you should want to produce the highest quality image you possibly can. Sometimes it depends on where your video will be viewed that will dictate the resolution you film and edit in. But there's other reasons you might decide to shoot in, say, 4K or even 8K. Let's say that I film my video in 4K. Now, I could definitely edit at 4K, and that would be great if that's what the project needs. In this case, however, I'm going to edit in 1080, and here's why. Editing at a smaller resolution than I filmed allows me to reframe my image to a certain point without losing any image quality. Basically, I can scale an image up without making it pixelated. Something else that's cool about this is that you can actually turn one single shot into 2 shots. One shot is the original wider shot, and the other is a more zoomed in version. All right, let's recap. Resolution is determined by the number of pixels that are in your frame. More pixels equals a higher resolution equals a higher quality image. We use some standard frame sizes when filming, primarily 1080 and 4K. Editing at a lower resolution than you filmed allows you to reframe an image without losing image quality. You can even make one shot look like 2 shots. Understanding how resolution works will greatly expand your creative abilities. And the best way to understand it is to actually play around with it, which is what you're gonna do right now. So get to it.